As the hunger crisis in Gaza deepens and the war drags on, Senator Lindsey Graham is floating a new strategy for Israel.
I think President Trump has come to believe, and I certainly have come to believe, there's no way you're going to negotiate an end to this war with Hamas. I think Israel's come to conclude that they can't achieve a goal of ending the war with Hamas that would be satisfactory to the safety of Israel. And if they're going to do in Gaza what we did in Tokyo and Berlin, take the place by force, then start over again, presenting a better future for the Palestinians.
Joining us now, former senior executive in the counterterrorism division of the FBI and current SVP for global operations for the Sufan Group, Christopher O'Leary, and Max Rose is still with us as well. Max, respond to Senator Graham.
He couldn't be more incorrect. And I think anyone that spent a minute in the United States or from the United States in the wars that we just conducted over the last 25 years would agree with that. You can't just bomb and kill your way out of a counterterrorism fight. And so he's acting out of pure politics and pure emotion and vengeance right now. And most importantly, committing the gravest sin, which is just trying to thump his chest to appear strong before the body politic, which is absolutely immoral.
Chris, Senator Graham's comments come just days after envoy Steve Witkoff pulled his team out of those negotiations, citing the fact that Hamas has been intransigent and saying that they're not negotiating in good faith. We're international relations wonks here, and there's a term called a mutually hurting stalemate, right, whereby both parties should feel enough degree of suffering that they come to the table and make a deal. But we're seeing starvation in Gaza. We're seeing Israel coping with trauma. At what point do these parties decide it's time, the ground is ripe for an agreement?
Well, I don't think any party's there yet. Number one, I don't think the Netanyahu government is truly interested in negotiating with Hamas and coming up with a cessation of hostilities. I would say from the beginning, what they're doing right now, really leveling Gaza and looking to occupy it, was their intent from the beginning. As Max was alluding to, even early on after October 7th, they weren't conducting their operations in such a way to really illuminate Hamas as a network and surgically go after individuals. They were really just going with a full scale of offensive, nor were they really looking to surgically locate and rescue the hostages. They were kind of an afterthought. So, you know, what you're getting is this massive destruction and really making place uninhabitable for the people of Gaza. And I think that's really what the prime minister wanted from the beginning, because he's catering to kind of the more extreme far right in Israel, and that's where his power base is. And just remember, he was under investigation, severe investigation, you know this well, prior to the beginning of October 7th.
I hear you on that, and Netanyahu, there's a lot of people that would say this war has been prolonged because of his political interest, but he's denied the fact that Israel wants to take over the Gaza Strip. But Chris, President Trump today addressed the possibility that we may see a deal that doesn't include the hostages. Take a listen to what he had to say.
Mr. President, with the EU deal, what alternatives are you considering to get the hostages out if there's no ceasefire deal?
Well, there are a couple of alternatives. Some are pretty strong, but the most sensible alternative is talk and negotiation. But I said a long time ago, at a certain point, they're not going to be talking because they're going to lose their shield. The hostages are a shield for them.
Okay, so what, after being a hostage negotiator yourself, what other levers or avenues does the United States have remaining if there's not a negotiated deal for the hostages?
I don't know that the United States has any levers. I mean, there's no American hostages perceived to be alive. It was always a strange position for the United States anyway, because any of the American hostages were dual citizens, and we were kind of playing second fiddle to the Israelis for most of these negotiations. Really, the utilization of the Qataris is kind of the in conflict resolution has been the best approach. They have legitimacy amongst the Arab people, certainly amongst the Palestinians, but you can't apply more force. There's no.
And no chance we would see special forces from the U.S. try to rescue hostages?
It's certainly possible, but I mean, why? The Israelis are incredibly capable at this. Us providing additional intelligence, perhaps, but I think that would be extreme, and it would be more of a political move than a tactical solution.
Max, a very quick word on the daylight we might be seeing between Netanyahu and Trump.
Only time will tell on that front, but I can tell you this, that there's certainly daylight emerging between the majority of Americans and Netanyahu in regards to a forever war that has no end in sight. The American people certainly support Netanyahu and the Israeli people's right to defend themselves and achieve long-term peace and security for their own state. But forever war and a war purely of vengeance with no strategic ends, I don't think has the majority support of the American people.